Coach, obviously not the result that you wanted today, but you have to admit that your offense is pretty solid today. Just walk me through the first half of the game,
Yeah,
obviously giving up the early goal, but then your team settled in and took over from there.
yeah, we didn't start the game how we'd liked. Obviously, giving up an early goal, and that's actually something that we're not really used to, is starting slow. So that was a bit of a surprise to us, but credit to Easton. I mean, I thought they were fantastic for the first 5 minutes, and that unsettled us. But once we settled down a little bit, I think we found our rhythm and found what we were hoping to achieve throughout the day, which is territory and creating overloads in the wide areas.
Yeah. When you look at Maddie Helling, she came off the bench, or no, she started today.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
Maddie Helling starting today. Getting the opportunity to find that open ball right in
yeah.
front of the net and bury her first goal of the season. What did she bring to the pitch today that really stood out to you?
She has a physicality to her game in the box. So if you can get her in and around those moments, you're going to have a pretty good chance. I mean, she's good in the air. She's brave. She's fearless in those moments. So if you can sort of put balls into good areas and ask a lot of questions of the opposition, players like Bird, Maddie, Helen, Brooklyn, they've always got a chance. Yeah.
When you look at the early part of the season, the first 3 games really was defense. That was the key
Yeah.
to the program. Today, the offense came out. You guys outshot them 15-1.
Yeah.
Is that something that you knew going into the game, that there was a better chance for that offense to kind of make some strides today?
Well, we certainly respect the opposition. We know they're a better team. Where they've recruited really well, and I think you saw that today with their front players. I think they were far better than us, sort of winning the first and the second balls early, and that took some time to get to grips with. But we knew that the quality of our game would come out once the game had control and once the game was more settled. And I think that we knew that we probably had the quality to create more chances today if we could find a calmness to our game, which is something we struggled with in recent weeks.
4 games in, 4 ties. I know you spoke to the girls a little bit right after the match about not being disappointed in the outcomes because you're still one of the few teams in the country that's still undefeated. Is this something that you thought could be a possibility going into Pittsburgh, going into a long road trip?
No, I'd be lying if I said that I thought we would be undefeated going to Pittsburgh. But that's probably taught me all I need to know about the sort of togetherness, versatility of this group, flexibility to change shapes and things like that. I think there's a lot of good things that we can take out of these ties. It's really easy to get discouraged that we're not winning games, but it's far more appealing to a coaching staff knowing that you're tough to beat. And I think that's what we'll take away from this weekend as well.
Let's talk a little bit just about the mental toughness of the team. I mean, to go from field temperature of almost like 130 this past week on Thursday to cooling off here today. Your players have been through pretty much everything so far this fall. What have you seen in this group that you're encouraged about going into this upcoming week?
They sort of deal with setbacks. So, giving up an early goal today, they've got a determination to find a way to get the goal back. And I think you saw that from the reaction to the disappointment of that. Again, sort of taking the lead against Marshall and then having to deal with the disappointment of conceding a goal. I think we're learning that there's moments in the game and we're actually controlling largely those moments by just settling down, sort of understanding that it takes 11 players to be really organised in those moments. But it's a mature group. I think they deal with situations pretty well, and I think it's a group that probably over the course of the season will look back on these moments and realise that we've learned from these moments, and that's what it's all about.
Anytime you look at 4 ties in a row, it's got to be a team effort. You look at the box score, you had almost the entire roster out there at the field at one point today.
Yeah.
Just everyone brings something to the table. Is that what you were expecting going into this year?
I'm trying to find the balance. So I think I'm still a new coach here, trying desperately to find the mix and the right balance. So there's going to be, I think, a decent amount of rotations early on in the season. That's what I feel like non-conference is all about. And there is depth. I think that while we're still learning about our players, there's going to be incredible opportunity early on in the season. And really it's like, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And that's like a line that we've been using this season. I think you're seeing that from players coming off the bench and almost adding to the game in many ways as well.